It's not an even playing field.
So let's talk about the racial wealth gap. How does that affect who gets to be a philanthropist?
Well, I'll still go back to the frame of wealth can come in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the way you're describing it, of course, is wealth is in like dollars. I think, well, everything in the end, I think, comes down to intentionality. If you look at it, say, okay, there's the racial wealth gap, and if you don't have this kind of money, you're going to be muscled out of this conversation. You're not going to be invited to the conversation. Or you could say, maybe what you lack in wealth, you could bring in other things, in other parts of those 5 or 7 T's. So I would say that one thing is to be aware of it. Let's just start there. Let's to be aware of the racial wealth gap and why it's happened in the first place. I say because I attended a series of courses several years ago where it was breaking down, and it was directed toward people who were Caucasian and saying, did you know that?
Oh, wow.
It was like, did you know this is how people of color were treated as it relates to mortgages? Or did you know that this happened or that happened? So just when you feel like it's an even playing field, it's not. Let's just start there. It's not an even playing field. Let's go back to, there's a lot of situations where you can point back and say, it was not an even playing field. So let's not pretend it. And then you say, okay, so what can we do about that? A good example back to philanthropy is reparative philanthropy. That's a hot topic in my world, which is to say, what does that look like? And reparative philanthropy can come in different ways, but it's beautiful when people who are Caucasian, who are saying, I've benefited from 5 generations of wealth being handed to me, and I've inherited things, usually on the backs of someone else, unfortunately. But what can I do to turn that around? What can I say? What can I give today in all the ways that I can give, including money? What can I do to give back? So a lot of this, I think, comes back to awareness and acceptance of the fact that when you have a disparity, there's a reason for that disparity. Maybe it didn't happen in your generation or in your lifetime, but it's still something we need to be cognizant of and be addressing. And if we're not doing that, we're doing a disservice. Let's genuinely lean in and figure out what we can do about it, whether it's on a super granular level or it's a higher level. But I think that there's opportunities always to have these conversations and to be able to figure out, again, how do we build that community so that we can lift all boats instead of feeling like people are in this competitive world or in this fantasy world about how things are, instead of coming together and actually really having a genuine conversation about it and figuring out how to actually move things forward.
Are you struggling to win grants? Crystal Petrie Consulting's grant writing workshop will give you the skills and strategies to craft winning proposals that funders can't ignore. From mastering the basics to advanced budgeting, hands-on exercises and personalized feedback, you'll walk away ready to secure funding. Don't miss your chance to level up your grant writing. Register today at www.capetryllc.com.